doing, chat? Live here with CK102, kicking that up for the first time here. Got the summer session going on. How are we doing? Cause see some counting in chat. Really excited about that. What the heck? This is the wrong overlay. Oops. Give me a second. Okay, bit better there. How are we doing? Been a while since we were able to do this again. Really excited to see all y'all back here live. Got a lot to talk about here. Summer session going on. Had the leadership notes happening. True, yeah. I stopped having. I do my music through YouTube. That's just what it is. So sometimes you get the ad come in like every now and then. But hey, how we doing? We got a lot of stuff talked about today. Just had a great summer switch up season end recently. Got some stuff happening between ECRC and NRC as well, changing that up. And now, also, just gotta talk about what are we doing here. College Mario Kart has a lot of shifts happening, which is I think is gonna be super exciting to see. And I think just want to talk about it. So here we go. Summer Switch Up was a season, was a very big experiment, to say the least. I don't know how to feel about it because like the highs of Summer Switch Up, just from the watching it, commentating, helping out with the staffing side of it, had a lot of ups and downs. I think that's just how it's gonna work. So Summer Switch Up certainly was something here. Congratulations to MK Wallabies, all the members on that team as well, for pulling out that championship win last night. Very dramatic finish, all by the way. And shout out to Bowser's Big Crew, really coming in close so many times. I honestly thought there was going to be a chance where they could have won it all, especially after like the comeback from Game 2, comeback that came again on Game 3. Insane stuff. And shows a lot about like the caliber of play that CKL, NRC is going to be having here. So shouts to that. Oh, we're giving. Okay, so I guess Baba Bird just get the third place banner. I guess. Interesting. Yeah, we didn't get a third place match sadly, but hey, it is what it is. Love MKW. Yeah, we love all the teams here. So yeah, quick congratulations. I can't speak. Quick congrats to Brajo, D-Mouse, Dracius, Greg, Jay Guzzy, Mr. Active, Slap the Rat, Zoe V, and Waluiz for winning Summer Switch Up. First edition of that. And I know, at least from staff side of things from CKL, we are considering doing this again. There are some things that are probably going to have to be fixed. As great as Switch Up was, I think there were quite a few instances of like, oh no, this is backfiring really badly on us. So let's talk about that. So Summer Switch Up, if you guys, for the few people here, I don't think there's going to be like many of them here who don't know this. I was going to say, Andrew, I did hear from you that you were going to be in the... I did hear from you, Andrew, that you are going back to school. Wherever you are going back to school, let us know, because that's an insane move, honestly. Hearing that, oh my god, Andrew going back to school? That'd be crazy. Yeah, Goji hit the nail on the head. It's super fun, at least that's what the plan was. But there is definitely a lot of room for improvement here. So I already know there's a few people in chat who are leading a team, or at least playing, very active playing. Feel free to leave your comments here. I'll go over up. Just want to get like as much feedback as possible. I know we did send out a forum. Obviously not going to like talk about it too much, but I am curious about what's on there now. Assuming it's in our drive, that'd be really nice. Default time was terrible. Yeah, I won't lie. The thing about Summer Switch Up was, I think we had a default time just to have a default time. I don't think anyone was actually expecting to use default, because I know a lot of the behind the scenes stuff was, we are going to use Summer Switch Up as a way to get affiliate. And Joe's going to join whatever college team I'm part of. The thing is, I'm not in school right now. For those who don't, yeah. I'm not in school right now, so I'm not playing. I am hoping to go back in fall 2025. I actually started my PhD applications. Makes me want to cry. I will not lie about that, but fall 2025, maybe. Where did we put this? I'm assuming it's here. Feedback form. Okay, here we go. Okay, we have two things here. Okay, I don't know how much what career field? I want to not going for my doctorate. So I want to go into psychology. I want to go into social psych. Actually, about the Monopoly Go thing. If you see me streaming at like 6 a.m. on like a weekend, I might be streaming Monopoly Go because hey, potential money there. But hey, if you guys want to help me get some extra money, use some stream things. Monopoly Go apparently has a sponsorship thing that I was able to get on Stream Elements. So hey, we'll do that. I'm very happy. Like Monopoly Go, like obviously isn't amazing, but it's better than Raid Shadow Legends, so I can at least feel a bit better about this for now. Maybe not. You might see... There's other things. I could be playing Genshin Impact. And I saw that was another thing I could be doing, so who knows. Let's go gambling. Okay. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, so the great thing about me not doing this on the CKL Twitch or the NRC Twitch is that I can kind of go with my own opinions on here for once. And first of all, the format of this feedback form has me very confused because it goes against like a lot of things I typically believe in, at least when it comes to like assessments and how we fill out forms. Strongly agree is on the left side, strongly disagrees on the right side. Usually it's the other way around. I understand the point.
How to escape the heat if you don't have an
5-point scale also, but hey, we'll see. We'll see. People we only have 2 responses on the feedback form, so if you're interested, please fill out the feedback form. It really helps out the staff and figuring out what we're going to be able to do with this. The length of the tournament, that's so far unanimous. Very much agreed with it. I like that. Yeah, I think 5 weeks is probably perfect. El Paso Community College. You can start one. I'd be interested in seeing El Paso Community College with an MK team. You never know. The smallest schools here have done it with like 2,000 people. Feedback forms only for team leaders, so you know what? I honestly don't think it should be going to team leaders considering how many people played in this. I think you need more data. I think like first of all, I don't want to have to go with a small sample size. So let me make a few messages because honestly, I'd rather have this go out to the everyone who played. First of all, let me see who owns this one. Edge doesn't know if they want to lead another team. I don't blame you. I think I've led most of my career has been leading teams. It's been I think the only time I wasn't leading a team was the 3 months I was with Team Upload. So let's need a break. So I don't blame you for not wanting to lead. It's a lot. I've been doing this for 2 years now. 3 years maybe. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. you played in Summer Switchup. Please fill out that form. I do want to get as many responses as possible from the teams. Just because, like, what? We're gonna get like 10 responses from. At most, we're going to get 10 responses from just the captains. Iffy. And I think there's a lot of data you would want here instead. Love to see that. Okay, yeah, I forgot. The other, like, co-leaders have filled it out too. There is some things I think we definitely gotta change. But, oh, shout out Luffy. And shout out Lemonspox and Rippy also, forgot to say hi. How are we all doing? But yeah, there are definitely some things from Summer Switchup that I would probably want to see changed. I think so. I think we were talking about this in like staff chat as well. We have to be stricter on some of the rules. Mostly, and I think a lot of it is coming from just the fact that like we have little experience running a rule set like this, and now also the tournament we base this off, UML Underground Mario Kart League, hasn't happened in over 3 years. So it's kind of been a lot of experimenting, and one thing I think we gotta change, adding players mid-season and like how that's working is kind of rough. Because like it or not, as happy as I was that Zach, who signed up late, got to play and helped lead Bowser's Big Crew towards the championship game, it was kind of weird. I think also a bit lopsided seeing a player of Zach's caliber take over what was essentially the last pick of the entire draft, just because that's how that worked out. Like, I understand the point of it was, okay, whoever signs up late, they go on the wait list. They fill in as subs when needed. It's just like, yeah, it created a bit of an imbalance there, and I won't lie, a lot of us still underestimated Bowser's Big Crew heading into the season. And still, like, until like halfway through the season, I think the crew was very underrated. But it did make things really awkward from a balance perspective later on, especially when you had teams that would like, we're gonna try and play as many of our players as possible, and then other teams who did take a lot more pride in just being able to put out the top lineup, or some teams just weren't able to put out a lineup. Some teams, there's one in particular, they know who they are, just put out every player in their lineup. And yeah, there's some things there it's gotta work out, that we have to work out, but it's for a start, there's potential that we will be at least be happy with.
Hey, bud.
You know, I used to have YouTube Premium just for like on a free trial, so I didn't have to deal with ads. It's been a rough back. But here we are. Wonder what team that is? Who knows? Who knows what team that's gonna be? FFA tournament in the summer? I won't lie, I could see an FFA event happening more so through NRC, which we will talk about how that rebrand and what they're going to be able to do. 2v2 tournaments on the Grand Slam makes sense. New formats. Surprisingly, I have a feeling that all of that might be an NRC thing, especially because of the news that NRC is now expanding to West Coast. I think there's gonna be some like potential for that to be the big thing there. Just the variety in formats. Well, I think 6v6 will always be a CKL thing. I want staff effectively for both, but like, here I am, not really being sure side. Okay, generally, we like it, so that works. Okay, the funny thing is, I can see which one is Rippy, just because I look at the message, I look at some of the comments, and I'm like, Yeah, that's something I know only Rippy would understand. So, oh, that's a great point. So, regardless of how we feel about how Summer Switch-Up went, by far, I think the biggest win is the production value that we were able to put out, that CKL was able to put out. Really big shout out to Nick, member of Buzz, member of Boucher's Big Crew, and now graduate of like what, UC Berkeley? Yeah, the stuff that Nick was able to put out there, and then also shout out to Angle, Labob, and all the commentators, because like the production aspect of Summer Switch Up was elite, and I really think that's where we were looking to push for going in the future with this league, with really not just CKL, but I'm thinking NRCs probably when they get streaming going, they're probably going to want to be doing something similar as well. So at least in terms of like the quality of production, and I think like it's cool because like the thing, yeah, Brad just mentioned, the casts are all fire. This is not only rivaling, I want to say, MK Central, but I think it actually surpasses MKC in a few important aspects. I really think like the quality here is just so good. There's some like, we definitely have some games that are better, some games that are not, but similar with the cast and all that. But hey, at least from the start, especially with how like, from how a lot of the commentators, they were starting out brand new, and I know going in the future there's some like big names, there's some names I'm really excited to have start casting for like the collegiate leagues. I like that all the teams got some prime time. That is so true, Brad Joe. I think that's one of the things we were really happy about. Almost every team was on, which was great, and on multiple times. So it really added to like not only getting the goal of like we're gonna get the CKL Twitch that's affiliate status, but we're able to see who's going to be able to like develop over the course of the season, and that was so cool. You got to see like how the things have developed, like the tip of the ice world swapping. That changed a lot from that first week over until the end of the season. You saw certain players really just shine in in those moments, shine in the under the primetime lights. The fact that we saw Zach be able to just go out there and have those amazing performances day in, day out. Amazing stuff. You saw players who didn't really get the biggest, like, weren't always like the most talked about in the prior semester. They really started to make a name out there. I'm thinking like Jay Guzzy, I'm thinking Ghost, Luna as well. There's a lot of like great players that we really got some playing time. Yeah, I think the spreading out playing time. I know some players got more playing time than others, but the players who really the benefit, can't speak, from this are the players who probably didn't get as much playing time in like their own team, collegiate team, but really got the chance to shine here. Tennessee pros mentioned, no, shout out to Tennessee. Like after what was a rough season, we all know what happens in the spring. You guys shined out there in Summer Switch Up. I loved watching that, honestly. Like seeing Jagozy and Ghost, especially, like seeing them like really rise in their stocks and to show up their value was so cool to watch. So congrats to you guys. Big shout outs. Also, like, there's some players. First time we got to see quite a few players play in CKL. Vistoga/V, first time, Mr. Active skill. We got to see Greg finish out a season, not only finish out a season, but win, which was really nice to see after what happened with Texas Unified in the fall, where, you know, they just died midway, which is very unfortunate. So that was awesome to see. And then like see some names, like there were some really underrated names that people didn't know they were going to be this good, but really had a lot of value to their team. First names that come to mind, I'm looking at Ice World Anomaly, Ice World Sunset, two great players who don't get the playing time on Kutztown necessarily, but they really started to shine in that experience. Brad Joe's message here is the exact reason I pitched the idea of Summer Switch Up, or like pitched the idea of like we gotta do something like Underground Mario Kart League. It's you getting a chance to play with players like who are either above your level or just from different schools, not only do you learn a lot, but the connections made is really what I think is the entire point of this league, of Summer Switchup. And I'm glad to see that players like Brad Joe were able to do this. Playing with Greg, Active Eve, that's great. Love to hear that. And I know like other players, like there's some teams out there that are like still really close. Ice World, we're straight up vibing like every time. That server is still very active even after they got eliminated. I know Big Crew was still talking in their chat. I'm not in everyone's server / chat, so I don't know for sure, but I do know that quite a few teams were very happy, or at least very close. I also know, not going to say who, that a lot of players / teams were unhappy with the tournament. I won't lie to you guys, there was some toxicity being shown at some points, not only in the Discord, but also like even on stream, which no. If you are watching this, we don't condone any of this, because we're putting out, for this league especially, we're trying to grow the community much as possible here. So we want to be able to at least like put up a good representation for the players, especially the new faces who will be into this scene. Just the Archie getting in here. Okay, fun to watch the MKW matches. Love to hear that. That's true. One of the biggest issues was inactivity. There were quite a few players who just weren't able to play like very often, so they signed up and just didn't get a chance to play because they were never available. Granted, that could be one. The default timing was very awkward. It's always been awkward. We have yet to figure out a decent default time for Mario Kart college students. It's really hard, and I think with the fall season, I think it's still on Saturdays, which I think is going to be, if you want my personal opinion, that's going to be scary. College football, especially with some of these schools, that's going to make certain difficulties happen. And time zones don't make it easier. We have like a very significant portion on the East Coast, but also then like straight up West Coast, like California, Arizona. And I think we're going to be seeing some new schools too, which we'll talk about as well. Speaking of like the fall season, we'll talk about that in the state of Collegiate MK, but if anyone here has recommendations for who I play, which team I'm going to start rebuilding in College Football 25, let me know. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be playing Rutgers and losing out on hope once again. That's so rough. Scheduling issues on Saturdays, so don't have access to your space. Yeah, that is difficult then. I know there's other teams out there who have like similar issues. Like Kutztown was always one of the... So I make Iowa's offense something. True. Won't lie. Maybe. I'll consider it. I haven't bought the game yet, but if you have Xbox Game Pass, apparently there's a 10-hour free trial, so I'm gonna play that when I get a chance. I'm tempted to like not go to a wedding I have to go to tomorrow just so I can play College Football 25 and also watch the Evo fighting game tournament this weekend. But hey, we'll see. But hey, loving the feedback that all y'all are giving me right now, so we'll relay everything towards staff, and I think that's just something we're going to be seeing. I'm not obviously because the forum doesn't say who's who, which I think is great. There's some things that we can say. I'm just gonna be saying on stream. Do you guys like the draft formats? I know the general consensus is yes, but I am curious about like more input on like the idea of like a draft league for like college Mario Kart. We tried it here. I don't know if we're gonna be drafting again next year. What's the plan? Obviously, the season just ended like not even 24 hours ago. So I am curious about like what do you guys want to do in terms of like making teams? We could make it like recruiting and all that instead, which I think would make things incredibly unbalanced. But drafting was interesting. So drafting went in a snake style. It also went in It very loosely went in the order of who signed up, I think. At least I'm pretty sure. I think it went mostly in the order of who signed up as captain. But there were a few caveats, notably if you had a team that had 2 captains, they would be pushed towards the end of the draft, of the initial draft order, and then basically use their first round pick on their co-captain. So like Angles and Baja's team, they basically had the co-captain as their first round pick. Nitro and Zay, the co-captain, was their first round pick. Meanwhile, you have teams like MK Wallabies, they pick Greg first overall instead. It's sensible, yeah. It went also in snake order, and I think for the most part, there was some great drafting. Like the drafts, I think one thing you saw, especially in the standings, when you saw how close all the results were, the teams ended up being fairly balanced, which was very cool to see. You had teams that were really top heavy, like MK Wallabies. At the start of the season, we thought, a lot of us thought, this team's got to run away. They have Greg, they have Active, they have V. Then they have like a great supporting core. You got the Tennessee players, you got Brad Joe, you got Wall, of course, got Zoe D-Mouse, just to name a few. Slap, Dracius. Hope I'm not missing anyone. I look at Am. If I am, I'm so sorry. But like, the big thing was with them, on paper they looked really good, but when you saw what happened in the season, granted, availability gathering was a bit of an issue at times for MKW, but none of their wins were like stops. They did win by like 100 a couple times, but there wasn't like, oh, they're so much better than everyone else. Even especially in playoffs, you saw that like they were close with other teams. Granted, their semifinals against Baba Merchants did not have Greg on their side, but overall they were really close. I was gonna say, you never gathered top LU. Your team was insanely deep. Because I remember looking at like top LU, what that potentially was for your team for MKW, and it was like, Jesus, this is like insanely good. But we never saw it happen, which arguably maybe for the best, because I do like how close all your matches were. It made things like really close. What's a top LU? Yeah, there's a couple teams out there who like just didn't have a top LU. Whether that be Ice World's case of where play the entire team, or other teams like F- who kind of just had to play the same players over and over again. There were some, it goes back to what some players were saying in chat and in our feedback forum. There is a lot of players who did not just play like at all, or very minimally. There's a couple names who were drafted in like the first or second round who played like 3 times or less. And when you think about the value that you lose by like your players just weren't active, it made things really difficult for those teams, especially towards the end. Because like, think about it, like if you look at the standings, especially like towards the middle of it, it was incredibly close. A bit of lack of responsibility, that's true. We got something looking up, but there were some amazing moments that happened here. Luffy was playing in Japan, like playing these wars from Japan. I don't know if Andrew was still in chat, but can attest to this. But the time zone difference of like playing over in Japan to play in North American times is kind of brutal. So being able to do that was insane. Shout out to Luffy once again. At least that's what I heard. Other things here, yeah, huge props to Luffy. Other things I'm looking at here. Now, I don't know if it's just because they won, or if it's just because they stuck with handheld. I would imagine. I'm so sorry, but I'm so sorry. But hey, Luffy's being able to play with handheld across the Pacific at a very bad time for them. Big props. Big props to Luffy for doing that. Okay, now back to what I was gonna say. I don't know if it's because this team just won the entire tournament, or if it's because they are perceived as the best from the top of the season, but MKW hate has happened a bit more than I expected. Like, I won't be the first to say what happened, really, because I don't know. I wasn't playing in this league, just kind of watching from the outside. What happened? Why is there sudden like MKW hate? I honestly wasn't. I didn't expect there to be a hatred with any of these teams, but like, there is some like. I remember seeing some like, I don't know how serious it was, but some MKW hatred in chat, and it's like, dang, like, come on, guys, like. The reality is, the entire point of this tournament was to have fun, and I get this is a very competitive community. We want to be the winners. We want to be the best, but we can chill out a little bit at least, because it's not that serious. People want the underdog to win. Hey, yeah, that's valid, but hey, it's not like MKW was like stomps. But hey, I love to hear that you got a hate. Allegedly, that's what happened. Yeah, I was gonna say, Wallace for Greenouts played semis. It didn't happen, so hey, it's whatever, honestly. The reality is, like, the thing about this league, this tournament especially, is meant to be, like, for fun. I know some teams really went in, like, we want to win this, we want to be really good, and, like, yes, you can be very good, you can take it seriously, but you can also relax, have some fun. You don't have to win every tournament. Don't say that to Wallace, who has somehow won every CKL event they played in this year, and this calendar year, but you don't have to win everything. You can have some fun. You don't need to be like toxic. You don't have to hate people for it. It's like, at the end of the game, it's Mario Kart. We don't have to. If you are spending time hating people over a rated E racing game that is more commonly played at places like Target by like little children on the Nintendo Switch like demo stations, then we've done something wrong. I love the game, I love the competitiveness of it, but hey, we gotta relax a bit. I love how spirited we are, I love the drive to win, I love what some of these players are able to do, but especially in a summer event like this, we gotta relax. It's a college league after all, and we're here. This whole thing was meant to have fun. That's why we pitched this event, that's why we got this. Wanted you guys to connect with players, and like, just enjoy it. I know certain teams really enjoyed it, and it seems like MKW had a great time. I know Ice World had a great time, Big Crew had a great time, but if you're a member of another team, I'm really curious about how. I really want to know the honest thoughts about like what this experience was like for you, just so we know like what are we fixing going into next year if we decide to run this again. While I like hope to get some answers, I will say that in the event we don't run this again next summer, we will at least do like an all-star game. Like, for those who remembered it back in like, was it January or February? That like, with that one-off all-star game, we'll probably do something very similar. In fact, I want to keep the all-star game at least for the winter. You might actually see the CKL all-star game come again in the fall as like a preseason thing before it starts, just to get like, think of it like an opening ceremony of sorts for like the league before October kicks in, and then we have players actually like getting ready to play the main seasons. But yeah, that's the gist of like the summer switch up stuff I've wanted to talk about so far. There's some stuff I think we can definitely do better. Gotta be more strict on the rules. Have to also iron out some rules, especially in terms of like player eligibility when it comes to like joining mid-season or like joining as a substitute for another team player. Gotta iron those out. I might actually need to make like an application for like captains next year if we're gonna do this again. Just like, hey, I know some captains were like a bit nicer than others. Not gonna say who, but those people know what's happening in leaders chat sometimes, and it happens. Competitive game. But hey, gotta be a bit nicer here. And other things as well. I probably want to, if we keep the draft formats, I really think we should, one, make it so that there's a way that teams, the captains, have a better idea of who they're picking. Probably, I want to tell like not like an actual combine that I jokingly suggest that we do, but something similar. Just like So captains and players are kind of on the same page from the beginning. I've heard some things from teams like, "Oh, we drafted you," but the player draft is like, "Oh, I thought we weren't taking this very seriously," but the captain and the team was like, "Oh, we're taking this very seriously," and it kind of led to some like discourse there. And they didn't play very often. Not sure if that was because of that, but you definitely don't want that kind of thing, especially if you're going to be playing on the same team for the next like 5 weeks, potentially 7 weeks together over summer. Other things that I want to say. Oh yeah, we're probably gonna have to make sure players like can actually play games. Like I know the fun of it was like you can play here. Maybe it's like we indicate on maybe there. Yeah, we put like on the form like when you sign up. If you know they're gonna have like vacations or anything, you indicate that on the form, and that gets sent out to captains so they know like who's picking who's going to actually be available and all that. So we don't get blindsided by like, oh, you're able to play, like, or you're not able to play. I think that would make things a lot easier for the captains, and I think just having anything easier for their end because it gets really difficult already having to lead a team and then being like there. It's right there. Glad to hear it. But yeah, I think there needs to be something where we actually know what the players are going to be doing, like availability wise. That tanks your draft stock, but it also adds to some like maybe some like higher level critical thinking. Okay, do I take the gamble on this really good player, knowing they might only be able to play in like the second half of the season in playoffs? Maybe this player is only going to be available in like the first half. Did they set me up? Did they set my team up for like enough of a chance to make it in later on? Maybe. Things like that. You never know. But I think we need a bit more transparency. I think some info would also be nice to have. One thing I really want to do, what I would like to do going into next season or next summer switch up, if we do it again, on the sign up form, I also want to make it so that players can give more information to the captains about like what they're playing. Like, let's assume unless Nintendo decides to like, okay, we're gonna throw a patch, we're gonna do another balance update in like April of next year for some reason. Let's assume like we put out on the forum like, okay, you can indicate like what your combo is. I think that'd be cool. So you like the players know like, okay, maybe I want to avoid Yoshi bike players, or maybe I want a team with a lot of bikes. You can do that. Maybe like, okay, want some Scooty options, Bitty Buggy, don't want just regular Teddies. Or like, oh, player that's playing heavyweight, or maybe a lightweight, that kind of thing. Also a place to indicate like what tracks you like. Inward discrimination, I'm here for it. Hey, you never know. Maybe that's a thing. It's like, yeah, like bike players are like the lefties in a way, in the times, I guess. Especially like, yeah, like a bike is just a lefty catcher, which never happens. Especially with like a Mushroom Gorge. So true. I only want one inwards player on my team. But yeah, another thing, just like, I see because of Gorge being mentioned, a place to indicate what tracks. If you, ideal if you get players like, oh, I like these tracks, that'd be cool. Or even imagine like things like this, where you have captains messaging players either before the draft or like during the draft. Hey, what are your thoughts on this track? And like, how would you feel about me drafting you at this point? And I think that'd be really cool. Player interviews between like the captains and the potential draftees. I think that'd be fun. Require every player to send a tier list. That's a good idea. I get drafted if I share my top 3 maps. Lemons is officially gonna have to be a captain next year then, just to be able to, yeah, just be a captain. But I think, yeah, there's some ways we can go about it. I think a lot more preparation has to go into Summer Switch Up to make it, to elevate it to a level we can be really happy with it on. And if we're able to elevate this tournament to be even better, I think that's gonna be great. I think for a first start, there's a lot of potential, but we just gotta iron some things out, make things cleaner, and we are going into what's going to be potentially a really great summer event. But I think that's going to be it for Summer Switch Up. For now, at least that's enough to talk about. So let's pivot over. One of the big things that's happened outside of CKL, the biggest, I think arguably maybe the biggest news, is that ECRC has rebranded to NRC, National Racing Collegiate, if I got that right. Please tell me I got that right. And the thing about NRC is that it has expanded to the West Coast, which is really cool. Because, like, the one thing that I think ECRC was probably bound to do at some point was keep expanding. Because in this, you have to consider, in the fall, ECRC was originally MDVA, which literally consisted of, like, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, Pennsylvania. Okay, what am I saying? There was no Delaware. It was just Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania. See, this trying to say, Luffy recognized the Ace Attorney music. Yep. Oh yeah, the Apollo Justice trilogy. I'm like replaying it. I played through all the games already, but I got the game again. Like when around the time it came out, I pre-ordered it. Just like I love Ace Attorney. Excited for the investigation stuff to come out, and then give me an Athena Sykes Ace Attorney, and I'll be happy. But yeah, the thing about NRC is that like it's got a lot. It's getting a lot bigger. 6.5 right now. I just finished 5.6. 5 special, 5 DLC yesterday. So I'm going to be playing 6.1 starting tomorrow. What am I doing? What am I saying? I'm probably starting 6.1 today. Even though I know already what happens, I'm excited. Because like I love Spirit of Justice especially, I have a lot of soft spots for it. Okay, back to this before I just nerd out on Ace Attorney stuff, which maybe I will later on. Good luck with those seedings. So the great thing, got into it. So, Spoon will correct me if I am reading this wrong, because I read this while at work, so hoping I get this right. We're gonna be splitting conferences between. There's gonna be 3 conferences per division ish, and it's like gonna be based on region. And I think the idea of that is really cool here. So you have the Northeast, the Southeast, and the West. The West consists of everything from like Missouri, everything west of Missouri. So Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, the Dakotas, and on west. Which I think that's really good. Have I played Great Ace Attorney? Yes, that's actually my favorite up so far. If I'm being quite honest with you, I think individually, Great Ace Attorney 1 and Great Ace Attorney 2 don't necessarily stack up amazing, but to combine, it's amazing. Combined, it's like legitimately one of my favorite things ever. And yes, I have to shout out, the SEC is going to be a thing, and I think you already see the hype here. But like the Southeast, now that is fun, because you're going to have the Floridas, and now get Florida, which already has players like Max there, get them like Auburn's having a team? Oh, it's hype. That is hype. I haven't been super in touch with the. I haven't been super in touch with who's the new programs coming in, but I'm so happy to hear that like players like teams like Auburn are going to be a thing. So yeah, but think about like the SEC or yeah, like literally the Southeast Conference is going to be like really cool. Missouri, so Mizzou, Arkansas, Louisiana. We get LSU in here too. We have Alabama, Auburn. Give you like Ole Miss, Mississippi State. You have UGA, Georgia, Peach State. For those who don't know, and I don't know if any one of you are actually curious about like my PhD applications, but I think the only college that has the only school I'm applying to that has a college Mario Kart team for my PhD is Georgia. So if I get into Georgia, maybe I'm playing it. Maybe I'm a Peach State Patriot. Who knows? We'll see in fall 2025. But yeah, you have the Carolinas, USC, UNC. You might have Duke potentially. Future Tennessee. You talked about that. Virginia, Kentucky. Holy, that's going to be exciting. I know, like, the thing is, and this is my favorite thing about, like, NRC. One thing, shout out to all the new staff on NRC. And also shout out to the new staff on CKL. But the ones at NRC especially I want to talk about right now, because they're putting in a ton of work. If you don't know, that Spoon is now leaving NRC, and there's a lot of great stuff happening there behind the scenes. I'm trying to take a step back from, like, all of the from staffing CKL and the NRC, but I'm happy to know that at least on both ends, they're going to be in great hands going forward. The Council of Iowa teams will be real. Would love to see that, honestly. Oh, we have Iowa in the Northeast. That's going to be fun. Iowa's farther up north than I expected. I will not lie to you. I actually did not realize Iowa was that far up north, but hey, oh well. But yeah, if you guys don't know, the University of Iowa did try to make a team. Like, it was Iowa's team had the potential to be before Arizona, which could have been crazy. So it would have been Moravian, then Iowa, then Arizona. But Iowa's team never came around, as far as I know. But if Iowa ever gets that team, that would be really cool to see. Give me that UNI Iowa rivalry. Therefore, D1 Iowa teams, none of them have collegiate teams. That's so sad. Yeah, other than UNI, obviously. But I would like to see a lot more Midwest representation. Like, just in general. Kansas State, I know I was in touch with Kansas State. When was it? It was my senior year, so fall 2022, about potentially making a team, and we just never pulled through. But I would love to see, like, Kansas State come out. Nebraska, obviously a thing. Give me Creighton and like that. The Dakotas, imagine like South Dakota State, North Dakota State being here. That'd be cool. Wyoming. Could we go in like the mountains area? We don't have a Colorado team. In general, like really past like basically when you look at this, I can't show it on screen, but like the West of like NRC, when that expands, that's going to be brilliant. I'm gonna be so excited. The fact that we don't have a Vegas team yet, or like any like a UNLV team would be cool. Any Nevada team would be nice, because I know the Vegas scene pops off and lands, but I don't think any of them are really in college at this point. Because I can say this on my stream and I'm not on CKL or NRC. Can you imagine the hilarity of like BYU against like Morgan State? Just like how like very different those schools are. I think that'd be so cool, honestly. Just having like the difference in teams. Do I have a list of any new teams signed up? I can leak a little bit. I don't know exactly. The thing is, I know for NRC, you're going to see a lot of new teams. Potentially. Purely because you don't need as many players. Literally, you can have one player from like a random school, and they sign up and they can play FFA. BYU starting to recruit, imagine. Let me find the thing. I can tell you that CKL season 3, I guess, season 4 seedings have already started. I haven't done mine yet, but we'll see. Alaska and Hawaii reps. I won't lie to you, that sounds horrifying. The idea of like of Alaska and Hawaii being in any collegiate league scares me, just because we already know how hard it is to like schedule between two teams. Can you imagine having to schedule with Hawaii and Alaska time zones? Oh lord. Okay. So, new teams, technically Maryland is going to be making their CKL debut this fall, I assume. Technically, Texas Tech should be making it. Arizona State will be making their debut, as far as I know. CSULB is California State University Long Beach, right? I know that's a big one, so there's potential there. CSULB, UA might actually come through this time. And you have a few teams who are looking to make a second. So Florida International FIU, they're trying to look a second team. Michigan is trying to make a second team. Yeah. Sorry guys about the stream elements thing, but I clicked on the stream. I clicked on yeah, whatever. I'll go for one of these sponsorships just to get some extra cash thing. I don't think I'm gonna get any, but hey, imagine. It was either this or Raid Shadow Legends, so I'd rather shamelessly advertise Monopoly Go than Raid Shadow Legends. So NC State, I think, is making their CKL debut. Love CSU teams. For real though. CSU LB would be cool. I want to see CSUF come back. I really do, honestly. All these, yeah, I feel this, Brad Joe. All these people making 2 teams, and then Alabama's barely getting 6. Oh my god, Appalachian State. I feel so bad. Bagel. Imagine if Bagel gets a team. That would be so cool. The idea is ideally there's 4 divisions to CKL. NRC, I'm hoping they get some random players. I hope they get some like big names start to come through. One program that I want to see make the jump from NRC to get big enough to play in CKL, Howard, get that HBCU representation as well as Morgan State. I really would like to see Howard make it through. If we're staying in that like MDVA region, I'd like to see James Madison make a team if possible, or at least get a couple players from there. Which I think Virginia Tech, we don't have UVA, we don't have Virginia, West Virginia, we don't have. Actually, we could have West Virginia. I could forget. It's been a while since I looked at NRC standings. Should think. I only have 5 right now. I feel ya. Moravian's in the exact same boat where they only have 5 at the moment after 3 graduated. Who else? University of Ohio has Super Fresh Boy, so that's fun. Speaking of Super Fresh Boy, UMBC. Yes, I would like to see UMBC make something bigger. UMBC is who's the name? Zim, right? Ooh, shouts to UNI, stronger overall 6 than you've ever had. That's exciting. UMBC, I would love to see. Trying to think what else. I'm thinking still in like, I know about East Coast schools, so love to see that. There's some big schools I'm surprised we haven't even seen any representation yet. Penn State, as much as I dislike Penn State, long story, I'm surprised that we have not seen Penn State make their appearance in CKL yet, or NRC, especially NRC, because there's no way that there's not at least one player there who can play FFA. Rutgers, I'm surprised we haven't seen a lot of Jersey representation. Yeah, since the College of New Jersey TCNJ in CKL Season 0, we have not seen any Jersey, really. We have not seen like any Jersey. So Rutgers, I'd be excited to see. Seton Hall, Temple or Pitt? Yeah, Pitt especially. We don't have Western PA representation. I would like to see them here. Temple, I would also like to see. Especially, I know Drexel will likely be a thing, at least in some capacity next year. So I'm excited for that. Get that Philadelphia representation, because like weirdly enough, Pennsylvania is not Philly or not Pittsburgh, which is not outside the major cities. I would just say talk to people you know from high school, try to convince them to start teams in their colleges. That's so true. I tried that. I talked at my local high school last October. None of them were graduating, so none of them were going to be able to play, but there's like this, I think he's now a sophomore. He already started playing lounge. I'm like, what do you mean you're playing lounge already? Why do you know what lounge is at your age? Why do you know how to bag and what a bullet bill extension on Cheeseland is? I will let Spoon answer in turn for NRC. because I'm curious about the estimation teams there. But I will tell you for CKL, they're projecting 32, so 4 divs still, but 8 teams in each div. For now, that's very. I could see that going way down, but I can also see that going up. The other big school. Oh yeah, New York doesn't have any schools yet. The big one will be Baruch College. At least that's the big one being projected right now. Is Baruch. I don't know how familiar you guys are with that, because it's a very small school, relatively, but there are 3 very good players on that team. You give them a chance to make it in, and they're beating almost everyone. Shout out to UAH Grounded Green coming in. Just get 15 CKL spokespeople in a truck sent to every school in the country. I won't lie to you. I was considering doing something like that, where I would actually just go around to like schools like in my like relative region and start like advertising for that. If like, let's say Kutztown won CKL at some point, I would have loved to do like an IRL like trophy presentation type of thing for them, because like Kutztown is like 40 minutes at most for me. To then get you and I funding, fly me out, give me a ticket, plane tickets. If I had money, I would. Like low-key, you give me like $1 million, the first thing I'm doing after paying off student loans is giving back to this community. I'll fly out. I want to visit like a lot of these schools here. Because like at MomoCon, I met quite a few of the collegiate scene, met a lot of the Georgia peeps, met the Oklahoma peeps. I've known a few people from Lands. I know Kutztown, obviously, Meridian. I met some of the Maryland peeps, Big Daniel. But I would really like a chance to like meet a lot of the players like across the country. Like that'd be so cool. Get me out to the Midwest. I want to meet the people at UNI. I want to see the people over at Oklahoma. I want to fly West Coast and see the people at UA, UCSD, UCLA. Oh, you're always a spicy fan base. Appreciate you guys over at Oklahoma. Well, speaking of Oklahoma and like just the coaching I did for them, I was doing like work orientation stuff, like, oh, say a fun fact, and I'm like, oh, I do video game coaching for the University of Oklahoma, and that got some like really interested responses afterwards. So hey, brought you guys up at work. The fact, like, yeah, I think my esports resume is sadly better than that. Attend Riptide if I'm not already. My plan is to attend Riptide. I requested off from work for it already. I'm not gonna play. There's a chance I help Danny fathom TO Riptide, which would be a huge dream, honestly, for me. But I'm probably gonna be commentating Splatoon if I go. I went to Riptide last year, a phenomenal event. You should definitely go to Riptide, by the way, if you are able to. A lot of people, at least in CKL, NRC, are going out there, which is really cool. There's a few members of PSP, Peach State, are gonna be there. That's awesome, Riffy. Kutztown is gonna be at Riptide. Super Fresh Boy is gonna be at Riptide. That's the first time we're gonna see him. I'm excited to see that. Friend of mine I saw on the camping trip a couple weeks ago is IT for building esports arena. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, getting esports arena in Iowa would be cool. Get a big one there would be nice. Oh yeah, I met the Morgan people, obviously. I want to fly to Canada. Give me a chance to meet the UWO players and St. Clair College players. I could meet you up in Virginia Tech. I want to meet the Michigans. Go see the people over at Iona. Oh yeah, what am I saying? We did have a New York school as Iona. I'm so sorry. Yeah, a lot of growth in the industry. Love that for this community. But yeah, NRC and CKL are looking in for like a lot of like great things. So other things for NRC, I think they're looking, especially with FFA, The big thing is, can we get a lot of players? And I really think that's going to be helpful. I think it's going to be nice to have. So NRC, I think, is poised to start in like September, as far as I know. Which, the one awkward thing is, which is a benefit, which has its pros and cons of starting in September, you do have it before CKL. It does bleed over a little bit. It does bleed over because the NRC season is long. It is long in comparison to CKL, but FFA, you have a couple breaks. There's a lot of built-in breaks there. It does make things a bit awkward because I know schools on the West they start way later. Like, I didn't realize this, but until I started talking like Wall and Top Hat. But UCSD, they start at like the end of September, and I know like schools, you look at the Southeast, they're starting in the middle of August. So it's a very different dynamic there, which is like really awkward. But hey, I will say that it looks like we're going with the Grand Slam points for NRC FFA, which would be nice. You start August 21st, okay. Yeah, Drexel does start later than most schools up in the Northeast. Because I want to say when I was in college and grad school, I always started last week of August. Yeah, August 25th is like roughly when I would start. Oh, okay, registration. And so for NRC, one thing that I really like for them is they are doing a preseason to help with seedings. And especially with FFA, it's very volatile. There were some results that I know, and I feel really bad about it because I was a really big part of NRC then ECRC FFA seeding this last season, and there were some really tough decisions to make because we knew that a lot of players from CKL were playing in ECRC at the time for the first time. So we weren't sure what was going to happen in terms of seeding. So you saw some like players really get shafted. One notable one is like, I know Sunset. She won Division 2 regular season of FFA in the fall. They got moved down to Division 3 just because of like a lot of players. Like, we weren't sure. There was a lack of data, really, and I felt really bad moving that. Yeah, in all sports, including esports, you have to consider the differences in formats. That is very true. It actually makes it interesting, especially because, like, you notice that, like, especially in college sports, a lot of times you see players, you'll see teams, like, there's some schools, their players are starting before their academic year. Some go way like after their academic year ends, too. I was lucky. My 2 weeks of college athletics, it was just my first week of college and first 1.5 weeks of college. So we're judging teams and formats. Yeah, the differences in formats really awkward, and it made things really weird about like having to seed. And I'm really happy that NRC is doing a preseason because it gives us data, and data was always the biggest thing. I think, like, if you look at what happened in CKL and ECRC/MDBA, now NRC, the biggest issues we always came around with towards the end of each season was that we messed up seeding really badly because of a lack of data. Look at a team like Tennessee. We saw what they did in syllabus week, and okay, they got destroyed at first, but then, like, okay, there's potential here. They added Evolved, Karina, D2, and then that was a mistake. I feel really bad. FIU moved them to D2 because we looked at their results, like, they haven't, but like, we moved UNI down. I know UNI being pushed to D3 at one was like, what is this? But then FIU decided, no, we're just gonna 10-0 D3. Oops. I'm like, okay. So yeah, mess it there. FFA seeding. Oh my god. FFA seeding in ECRC. Oh, there were some mistakes there. Just seeing some players at D3 especially, I remember that. Tennessee should have been... Yeah, I agree. Tennessee would have been the team that moved down. Bradshaw should have been moved up. And ECRC FFA. I am so sorry for the rest of Division 3 and the undervaluing there. Brejo was way undervalued back then. Oh my lord. But yeah, I'm happy that the NRC is going to, we're gonna use a preseason. We're gonna utilize this to get some data and use that for seedings, because once we have those seeding meetings, we at least have data to compare with, especially when we're expanding now into like the West Coast, the Midwest. It's gonna be helpful. Yeah, just casual 163 in finals. Oh my gosh, yeah, Rippy has the exact point. If you're familiar with Collegiate Splatoon at all, Rowan University, I want Rowan University also in Mario Kart. But oh my god, that seeding was a nightmare. They're seeded. Rowan University and Collegiate Splatoon went from bottom division to Division 1 in one semester because of how badly they were misseeded. And just like, there's so much stuff there. All of Oklahoma in the same div. That's so true. Oh my god. West Coast is going to be interesting for that league, because like, geez, what do you do there? Because honestly, you think about OU, like Oklahoma is so like tight. Like, it's gonna be really awkward there. Just figure out what do we do here. They're all gonna be the same division most likely. That's another thing. Off season is really hard to tell, and you saw this happen a bit from fall to spring in CKL and ECRC. Who knows which players have been playing? So it's like, who's been grinding? You get some data, and that's one of the best things about like Summer Switchup for CKL at least. We do have data now over the summer. Who's been playing? We know a lot more players have been moved on to teams now also, so that's really great. Oh wow, Accident moved up that much. Is it too? Yes, I would say it's way too early to anticipate NRC divisions, purely because of how NRC recruits. NRC recruits very personally, so they literally go out and network with different colleges. So it's insane, because NRC will legitimately have a lot of divisions, and especially with splitting up between like conferences, that will make things a bit awkward. And so I can't really give you a good estimate yet, but Brad just also hit the nail on the head here. Tennessee is one of the teams I think is like that's a team that's going to be really good to watch. You saw how Jay Guzzy and Ghost have been doing, not only with Summer Switchup, but yeah, MKC, MKS. That's going to be fun. Yeah, Ghost, Jay Guzzy, Karina. That's a very scary car. I think they might go Division 3-ish. Don't quote me on it. I have to really look at the teams. They had some close results. But yeah, Ghost and Jay Gussie, though, with that experience, there's no way they don't look competitive in their division next year. But the fun thing here is, like, you think about, like, what's going to happen. Not only do you have to think about how good players are getting, you also have to look at like how many teams lost players. UCLA is looking very different next year compared to how they look this year, to the point where the staff thought process right now is, unless they show something and then like in the summer or September, I don't see UCLA hired in Division 2, Division 3, especially with the caliber of teams that are coming in now. You and I, oh wow, okay, you and I looked at their only non-freshman last season was a starter. That's crazy. I love to see that there's a lot of teams that have like a core of players that didn't graduate. You have teams like Alabama and Moravian who lost quite a few players because of graduating. But then you have a few teams like UNI, Oklahoma, relatively younger teams who are going to be growing together, having another shot to just kind of run it back with the same core. Yeah, I was gonna say it. Alabama is very different now without Solution, without Trombone, without Ward. Where do I have Bama? Where's Bama on our sheet? Thank you for that information, by the way, Brad Joe. The more information you guys get me about like who's graduating, the easier it is for me to like update our sheet of like who's who, of like who's coming back, who's not coming back. I know one thing was like looking at this like Moravians was like really invalid because it's like, oh, half that lineup is gone because of like they're just graduating. Yeah, that's something I will look to do at some point. Oh, Luffy, you're back for grad school. Okay. J, brand sales, receive, reform. Oh, reform, okay. Yo, Bobby J! Shout out to one of the goats of the scene. Especially representing the ECRC, now NRC representation, so... Here, oh my god, oh my god, really? Next spot, yeah, the whole reason I have to run these Monopoly sponsorships. YouTube Premium again, and then I can just, like, play these music without ads. Interesting lamps here. Really, Drexel had that. I've heard actually. I remember seeing that, I think, around. Okay, people are looking at this now, I guess, okay. Trying to think if there's any other like representatives of teams that want to say like who's still coming back, who's not going to be here anymore. That's great to hear. Otherwise, I think that's... Look, I know this is mostly supposed to be about NRC, but NRC is in a great spot. So we're going to end that NRC segment soon, but NRC, the stuff they're looking at doing is going to be really great. Actually, yeah, Archie, if you can DM me the UNI plans, that'd be great to see. We have a list on here, but I would like to see what's the same versus what's different. Okay. Oh, Bobby J's not coming? Not playing? Oh, what the heck? No! Yeah, speaking of Bobby J, Heidelberg being in Ohio, is there any plans for your school to go to Riptide this September? Would love to see that, because I know there's a lot of college players going to Riptide, and I think it'd be really cool if it meets a lot of you there. If enough players, if there's enough interest and like enough players who are there, there's no, maybe I'll do a live CK102 from Riptide. That'd be fun. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that, but imagine I can. That'd be so fun if I can do like a live 102 from Riptide. Ah, you're going by yourself? Okay, but okay. Happy to see here that you're going though. Unfortunate that stuff. But PMerx let me use the BSB set for CKL 102. Oh, that's a good idea. I might actually run a CK 102 from Philadelphia. Maybe in the fall I'll consider it, like in October or something, September. Maybe September. Because I think you're gonna see Kutztown, Moravian, Morgan come out in that time. You'll have Drexel there too. So, good idea, Riffy. It's okay, Bobby J. I won't be telling your coach anything. But yeah, I want to see more teams join here. There's some other programs I'm really excited to see. There's potential. If Auburn really happens, that's going to be exciting. I will be ecstatic. If you get Siena College, I don't know if Siena's going to happen. Ginger graduated. What a shame. But like, give me like other schools. I want to see more schools here. It's difficult. I don't care if it's NRC. I don't care if it's CKL. I want to see more college Mario Kart teams, more college Mario Kart representation just across the board. I won't lie to you, Bob J. I'm not familiar with Tippin, so, but that'd be cool. I think that's the fun thing. Like, if I can see schools I've never really heard of to get in, I'm gonna be excited. We gotta get LSU in here so we can have. Oh my lord, yes. Georgia Tech? Oh yeah. Yeah, give me Georgia Tech. That'd be really nice to see. Okay, now, pardon me while I make adjustments to what we have on our sheets. Have that, have that. Thank you, Archie, for the info. JHU, yeah. Yeah, we do need. I want to see some more schools, just in general. Man, you and I has a roster and a half. Holy, love to see that. Where was I at before talking? Gotta get LSU in here so we can have a little bit more rivals. I did mention that. Okay. I'm trying to think. George Mason. I'd like to see them come in through like this. Oh, Vertex. Vertex goes to Tiffin? Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, I met Vertex last month. Oh, that's your rival school? Oh yeah, get Vertex in NRC. That'd be cool to see, honest. That would be very cool. Okay, data-wise, we're looking so far so good at the moment. NRC. Oh, as always, by the way, if you have any questions about anything College Mario Kart related, I will answer them to the best of my knowledge here. And then we'll be able to just talk. Okay, one of the biggest esports programs in Ohio. We don't have a ton of Ohio representation in College Mario Kart. It's Heidelberg and Ohio. Not Ohio State, just Ohio. But so yeah, seeing Tiffin would be good. I'm surprised we don't have a lot of Ohio representation yet, because I know the in-person scene is decent over there. You have Brookie, you have Rat, Mank, Vertex, obviously. Others like TJ, stuff like that. So I'm surprised. Arcadia is a small scene, but yeah, Arcadia would be a good thing over in PA. Akron? Oh yeah, I would like to see Akron over here. The idea that it's so fun just getting a chance to hear about this, because like I'm excited just at the thoughts of like certain schools coming through. Oh yeah, Akron is in the server. That is true. I regret not doing that at MomoCon. My bad, guys. Riptide for sure. But like, I was briefly in. I floated the idea around to another NRC staff member, but it's like, if NRC is already going to be doing like this whole like national thing and really focusing on like the FFA, the other formats, string elements being like that, wow. But like, with NRC really focusing on these other formats, I think the idea, like, if you look maybe like a year or two from now, if we get together a collegiate Mario Kart LAN, that would be really cool. We bring back CMKL and it's collegiate Mario Kart LAN, LAN, not League. But like, if using that as a way to not only network with other schools, but as a chance to like meet up, because like, I think that the opportunity to get a LAN of like collegiate with a collegiate focus will be super cool, especially just with the number of players across the country you can get. Yeah, NJC AAE. I remember seeing that. I looked at the rule set recently, and I'm like, "What is this, Bob? What is this?" Bobby J has it right. It's like we haven't gotten to the point where either NRC or CKL have been able to like really network with like a bigger league, with like more established leagues, yet for better or for worse. Because I think that one of the worst things that could happen is like, let's say we partner with like NACE, ECAC, one of the other things, one of our college leagues, our grassroots leagues, partners with one of the bigger ones. One of the issues we might have, what if they want us to run a rule set that's like terrible? Like that might also just kill the game for me. That might kill like the idea of like, why are we doing this? Because like, my favorite thing about our scene is that we are very much built with the players in mind. At least I think. I hope that's at least what I try to help out here. But taking that player focus in mind as we expand. That's fortunate. But yeah, it's hard enough to get like Mario Kart into like the bigger like esports scene. It makes sense. I was talking with like Nick, shout out to Nick once again for doing all of the amazing stream stuff for CKL now. But like, one thing I'm like thinking is like, Mario Kart is such a big game casually, but because of that, it's so hard to get the game into like an esport setting, because like it's very much looked down upon, because like, oh, it's just a casual game, it's not competitive. And like, yes, it's very competitive, it can be made competitive for sure, but it's not going to grasp that audience yet, so it's hard to really push for that. Really hoping that like putting that in. Yeah, we'll talk about this transition in the state of collegiate Mario Kart. We are in a great spot for now, but we want to get better, we want to get bigger. And I think that's just a big thing, this from the entire community. Like, not just the staff on your side, but really it goes down to the players, the individual players. You guys are all very important to the scene. We would not be anywhere without like each and every one of you individually. You all bring something amazing to the scene, whether that be through CKL, whether that be through NRC, whether it just be as a spectator. I love to see what this community is able to do and bring people together, but I also want to get this community bigger, and I think that starts with us, just from each as individuals. Being good representatives of the scene. I know I try to, at least that's my big thing, but like, with this whole thing, the whole reason I do this like little talk show podcast, whatever you want to call this, yap session, but like, the big thing here is I want to help grow this scene. Wow, it's about to be 3 years now. It'll be 3 years in November. No, oh my god, no, let me check. I think it might be 3 years it might be over 3 years since when I started the Moravian team on Mario Kart Central. That's crazy. Well, yeah, it was 3 years ago, 5 days ago. But yeah, 3 years ago there was nothing. So I want the scene to get bigger. and I would love to see what happens. I'll check. I'll take a look, Bobby J, when I get a chance to. I want the scene to get bigger, for sure. I don't care how this happens. I care very much about how this happens. So, want this to be done organically. We can. I love what some schools are doing. Like you see what NRC is doing, networking with different teams like across the country. That's great. I like what CKL is doing at times too. But like another thing, the products we put out there, how we represent ourselves, like especially in like streams, I think that's really big. So I don't know if you watched Summer Switchup Finals, but last night, but that was dramatic. Great set, been amazing stuff. I do gotta talk to the guys on the mic about like, we can't be cursing, especially on finals. When you're representing the league at the biggest stage, I don't want to see cursing multiple times. I also don't want to talk about alcohol like on stream. You can do it on here, like on my personal stream. I can care less what you do, but oh no, yes, Rumble, you were great. I think we know who I'm talking about. No names, but you were great, Rumble. But yeah, you know who. We know exactly who I'm talking about. Great guy, but like, I was talking to Spoon about this earlier. There is most likely going to be a casting 101 coming in like the fall before we kick off the season, because it's like, hey, I want to set some guidelines again. We already went through the glazing. We already went through Holy Drake. We had cursing a couple times, but then last night and now in the alcohol, I'm like, okay, guys, okay, watch what we're doing. We're on stream, and especially with the production value that Nick is putting out here, I really want to take that level up. If when NRC starts getting streams going as well, you're gonna have some great stuff there. I won't lie, there's some phenomenal casting talent that's coming soon, and I'm so excited. One name, Tennessee's Ghost. That I'm so excited for Ghost to get on the mic, because it's going to be so great. 'Cause I've only heard of what Ghost has done, but like the little bit I've heard from Ghost is like, it's actually going to be amazing for what Ghost is going to be able to do on the mic. I'm so excited. Another one I'm really wanting to see is Sunsets from Kutztown. The big thing that's, from what I've heard, Sunset just doesn't have a mic, or doesn't have like a setup to do commentary, and I'm like, that is such a crime. She is legitimately one of the best commentators I have ever seen. Like, it's actually amazing what Sunset is doing as a commentator. No, Sunset is such a good commentator. Like, oh my god. Like, I'm so excited to give me Sunset and Ghost, like, in the future for both leagues. And because that is going to be amazing stuff. And there's, like, others, too. If you watch semifinals, Jinja, who I commentated with, is great. And I think he's going to be a great addition if he's able to cast more often. Rippy's in chat, but Rippy also, I've heard Rippy commentate Splatoon before, and I'm really excited for Rippy to eventually get a chance to commentate Mario Kart. Not sure if that'll be through the LAN scene or through CKL and NRC, but at some point, there's some great stuff. But like, casting is going to be elevated, and I am so ready. Because like, I am by no means an amazing commentator, but I take pride in just being able to like help out with the others, and just like, because I love commentary. I'm not the best at it, not great, but it's like, I'm so excited to see what the future has for like the media side of things over here, especially with the college scene. I'm trying to think what else was I gonna say. But yeah, we gotta get those people on. The moment I am proud, if Ghost is available the first prime time of the season in the fall, there's a good chance Ghost gets on the mic for CKO. If NRC starts getting a stream going and Sunset gets on mic, I want Sunset on stream for like an FFA casting. Because like, I won't lie to you, Sunset especially really thrives in like the FFA type in the FFA style for commentary. So I think that's going to be really good there. You see players like other ones like Baja is really good at the FFA style of commentary. So I think you get that from the lands. So I want to see them, like players like them, really shine from the NRC side of things there, where the FFA, the fours, when those are eventually getting streamed. And like, oh man, I'm so excited for Ghost Scale on the mic. Like, geez, there's so many good names, and like, shout outs to like all the new casters that came into CKL this season, this summer Switchup, because y'all were putting in some great work out there. Rumble really shined, I think, on certain times on the mic, and that was like really cool to see. Obviously biased because I love Rumble, but it's like love all the players of Oklahoma, especially the ones who are on grounded. Biased, but sorry. But like Rumble was great on the mic. LeBob really impressed me on the mic. When I saw LeBob and Rumble were both available for when I saw LeBob and Rumble were both available for casting and finals, I was legitimately excited. So it's like, oh my, yes, that was so good. I was so happy to have LeBob and Rumble on the mic for finals at some point. Ted Bear always has great things. The hearing casting from the host perspective is so great. Like, it legitimately is. I remember I do it at the lands, and I'm like, this is awesome. It's why I'm so okay. We'll wait for Sunset to get out from the ad break. I have ads going. I completely forgot I do. Wow. Low key, I'm glad you were able to do finals. I wanted to do finals. I didn't want to cast at midnight, and I kind of casted 4 matches during semifinals. So I think that might be a bit over and on my end to like. Hey, I gotta get them. Okay. Oh, hi, Sunset. Is Anomaly also going through ads right now? So okay, I'll wait a bit. I'm not. There's no way this goes more than an hour longer. I have work tomorrow morning, and I have a wedding to go to. So it's like, you're good now? Okay, nice. Okay, so first of all, hi Sunset, hi Anomaly. Second, what was it saying? Oh yeah, Anomaly, the ads. So yeah, not only are you going to see ads, you're eventually going to see something from Stream Elements come up. There's like, oh, download this link from Monopoly Go. And I'm like, yeah, I clicked on the sponsorship thing from Stream Elements, so I'm so sorry about the shameless streams. You might eventually see me stream Monopoly at like a random hour because I'm like, I have to do this and I might get paid. So it could have been Raid Shadow Legends. Just saying, it could have been Raid Shadow Legends, which would have paid more, but I don't feel right doing Raid Shadow Legends on stream. I don't quite want to stream Raid Shadow Legends. Could you imagine that? That just sounds like a not fun time. Okay, where were we? So, yeah, Save Collegiate Mario Kart. The one thing I'm really looking forward to is that Mario Kart Tour, I don't think you will. Oh my lord. Collegiate Monopoly when? You know what? I think in the. Okay, first of all, once again, I have to send this out because. More with some new people in chat. If you want to fill out this form for Summer Switch Up, please do so we get some feedback on it. 2, Collegiate Monopoly, maybe that's the side event we've been looking for. A jerky ad? Okay. Yo, if I better be getting some revenue off of this. I could use all the extra money possible. Okay, so while people run through the ads, I'm so sorry, but like, you gotta have me do like a mukbang stream with like eating beef jerky. Shout Luxatone. I'm gonna stream Mario Kart home circuits. I don't know if I'm ready to do a room tour or a house tour. I'll be quite honest with you, my room's a mess right now, so sorry about that, guys. Not gonna do that. I could do it maybe, but not at my own house. Just somewhere else maybe. Okay, here we go. Back to whatever I was talking about. State of College Mario Karts. The one thing, no matter what league we're looking at right now, is that the Mario Kart on the media side of things, especially from the Collegiate, is looking phenomenal. So like the stream hosts we have, while very few, are doing great stuff. The stuff Nick has been able to produce, and the fact that Angle and LeBob are able to like help out as well, help us produce these great streams, phenomenal. I don't know if you guys saw what LeBob did in semis. Literally had like a monitor on the floor and just run semi-final stream for you guys. That was insane. Yo, there's the Monopoly Go ad. Angle has been able to do a ton of stuff as well. I had to learn very quickly from Nick, but then especially how quickly he was able to learn, insane stuff. And Nick just doing so much stuff from the stream asset side of things and really introducing this to us. I remember after the Summer Switchup draft, getting messages from Nick about like being able to do this, and now I was so excited. Like I was so excited. And then, yeah, also the casters. I love the new casters are really great. Like I talked about it already. LeBob and Rumble were great. Other new ones we had. Ted Bear was on the mic multiple times. Takadessa's hopped on a bit. The JK8 was able to get on as well. Top Hat Bear. Lunch Tray. There were some great people on the mic. Wisp. Well, Wisp was here at the end of last season also, but Ted Bear was on the mic a lot, yeah. Ted Bear took on the spot that I was supposed to, where it's like, at one point I was going to be able to do like all the, if I need to sub in, I will, but Ted Bear just took that on because I ended up getting really busy during Summer Switchup. During the fall, you'll probably see me on the mic again, just probably not as often because I do want to get I do want to grow the talent we have here on the mic, because I think that's fun. I got my casting from oh my god, the 5v5, that was fun. But yeah, I got my casting started through CCA, the College Splatoon League. So, and I want to give that like same opportunity towards like the Mario Kart peeps here. I think that'd be really cool, and I think you guys would like it a lot. So, as long as you guys are having a fun time casting, I will be completely fine if you guys just get on the mic a lot. Let's do next. I would like to see it. I want people casting on NRC, especially. I went over this already, but like, if NRC is going to be the place where Sunset gets their collegiate Mario Kart's casting start, I am so excited. Like, legitimately, Sunset is one of the best casters I've ever heard. So like, I am legitimately excited for that to happen. And now another thing, a lot of you guys like. You guys don't need like an actual mic to be a caster. One of the best Splatoon commentators I know, the first Splatoon commentator I ever worked with, they used AirPods. No, not even. They need AirPods. They used the wired Apple headphones to cast, and I'm like, that's insane. So it's like, if you want, as long as you have a microphone, we will work with you. So I want as many people on the mic as possible. So get on, whether it be through NRC, get through CKL. Okay, so what I'm hearing is I'm getting Sunset on the mic ASAP. I don't care where, but I need Sunset on the mic somewhere because, like, legitimately, I was talking about this earlier, but Ghost from Tennessee and Sunset from Kutztown are legitimately two of the best casting talents I think we're going to have going forward. And being able to work with that is going to be fun because, like, Jesus, I got a reputation from Mario Kart Central from when I did prime time with Bubbles in like May, that I was this like really energetic play-by-play SoundCloud rapper type of commentary. But if you want someone who does like fast commentary very well, Sunset talks incredibly fast and it's very clear, and that's like amazing. It blows my mind, honestly. I remember hearing it, I think at the first Avalanche, and I'm like, they have talent over here at Kutztown that I didn't even know was a thing. So it's like, love to hear that. So give me Sunset on the mic when possible, because like, geez, that's going to be great. Watch Broad Street, yeah, Broad Street Board VODs, YouTube. on my YouTube, my personal YouTube. So please do that when you get a chance. Just that, but yeah, watch the Broad Street Blur VODs. Also, if you're in the Philadelphia area in August, please go to Broad Street Blur number 4. It's held in conjunction with Go for Broke, the fighting game monthly over in Philly. So that'll be fun. Also, give me a quick second. All right, back. So, okay, so what I'm hearing is we have to fly Luxatone over, which should be easy enough, right? How hard could that be? Totally not difficult. Another thing, so if you're over in Broad Street Blur, if you're in Philly next month, I will be. If we remember, it's fighting game players there. So what I want to have, someone has to enter Broad Street Blur. I will bring this controller over, and you will be playing. You could get a chance to play Mario Kart on an arcade stick with joystick, 8 buttons, everything. I used to play fighting games quite often, so I own 3 arcade sticks. So how will this work? So these are the normal buttons here. You have to steer with this. You steer with this, and then okay. It takes me a bit. So A, no A. This is B. A. Right trigger, left trigger. Y. X. Right? Yeah. So you can accelerate with either of these 2 buttons. I have the Xbox and the Switch configurations confused sometimes, so yeah. Accelerate with either one of these 2 buttons. You brake with this, back cam, drift with one of these, and items one of these. You can also map it differently if you need be, and then sick. You are not motion. There's no motion glider with this. I'm so sorry. I don't want to see any of you pull this up and like whoosh. It's not gonna work. Please, it's a wired controller. But yeah. In August, I'll bring this over. So could you imagine motion glider with this thing? Yo, for real though. I might have one of the fighting game players try and play Mario Kart with us. Because like, they're like, oh, I can't play on this. So no motion. No motion, no mogi. So I'm sorry guys, but yeah. But technically, if I mod the stick a bit, you could legitimately have like a soft drift, the perfect soft drifting angle every time. Angle reference. Well, and if you just hold it a certain way, you're always soft drifting one left to right. Oh yeah, you can remap the D-pad. You can actually do this. There's a switch on the here. So like one of these switches is D-pad. Just switches the D-pad. You can make left stick, right stick, or D-pad. Whichever one you like. You can technically do motion glider on here? Technically, yes. Someone drop 5 subs right now. New sub goal. 5 subs and I'll play a Mario Kart more with this. I'll stream it too and see. I'll stream it with a camera on my hands, just so you see like what I'm trying to do. Yeah, that's the shameless goal here. Shameless sub goal. I play Mario Kart with an arcade stick. You have D-pad over there? Yeah. So yeah, we can make this work. We can make this work somehow. It'd be such a mess. Okay, I'll probably end stream in like 30 minutes then. If you have any questions, whether that be College Mario Karts, other things, whatever, feel free to list them off right now, and I'll just do random Q&A for the next like 30 minutes. It's mostly now it's turned into a just chatting stream. I'm sorry, guys. How's my day? I had work earlier. I almost fell asleep during my online work training. Can we see any spreadsheets or no? Oh, sorry, yeah, no spreadsheets yet. They're not seen. I will show spreadsheets closer to the fall. Look, so how's my day going? Yeah, I had work today. Kind of boring. I was mostly looking forward to this entire stream was planned while I was at work. Not exactly the most efficient way to do it, but hey, it's whatever. I'm excited though. Got a great weekend coming up. Evo weekend, fighting game fan here. It's all excited. How do I get on the mic? Well, first of all, Broad Street Blur is going to be there. You know what I want to do? Let me see what I can do connection-wise. I have a few connections with the staff at Riptide. I want to see if I can get Sunset commentating there, because that would be insane. It'd be really hard. It's going to be difficult to get, but that'd be really cool to see if I can get Sunset on the mic at Riptide. Yeah, Riptide's gonna be fun. I'm trying to. If I get a chance to, I might TO at Riptide, but like, would love to see if Sunset can commentate there. They are kind of strict on who they let on the mic, but I'll see if I can put in a good word for you. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I was gonna say, there's basically gonna be a tip of the ice world meetup at Riptide because Peach State is coming, Kutztown's coming. But yeah, the thing is about like the thing is with what's it called? The thing is about getting your name out there in the LAN setting is that like it's kind of hard breaking out into the commentary scene at LANs, at least for the majors, because USMK, they have like their own list of commentators. Like for me, it's a personal dream of mine to get on the MomoCon casting. I wanted myself and my doubles partner Bubbles to be on the mic at MomoCon. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, but like it would be a dream to get on the mic at like MomoCon. But like my goal is here, especially as one of the people helping out with Broad Street Blur in more of an unofficial capacity. Shout out to PMerx for doing a lot of the stuff. I really want to grow the casting talent of my region because though there's like the thing is like, and it's a big problem. It's sad. And like imagine me if I was at MomoCon as a not as caster. I help run pools and I play doubles. That's it. But like the thing is, I want to grow the casting talent in Philly, in the Pennsylvania region, especially in the Atlantic Northeast, because there's a lot. I've been talking about Sunset a lot lately, but it's like there's a lot. Like just look at Kutztown here. Anomaly is great on the mic. I will not lie to you. Anomaly is also really great on the mic. I like having Anomaly on. Ocean is funny as heck. Pair Ocean and Baja, and that is just really funny. It's very unserious, but there's a world for that out there. PMerx obviously good on the mic as well. There's a lot of talent out there. Angle's good on the mic. You haven't heard much from Angle in terms of commentary because Angle's usually relegated to like stream hosting. But there is a world where Angle is able to just commentate more. Angle's a great caster. In the LAN setting, you can say Holy Drake. So, yeah, in the LAN, you're allowed to say Holy Drake at LAN. So, at least in Broad Street Border, we're allowed to in Philly. I don't know, when you get up to like the majors, like Riptide, MomoCon, you probably won't be able to. Catalyst if that happens again, but there's a crowd mic at Riptide. There's a crowd mic in Riptide, I'm pretty sure. If you say "Holy Drake" loud enough, the mic will pick it up. Thankfully, Ghost is coming on as a host as well as a commentator, so we're going to have 4 stream hosts potentially for CKL in the fall. Yeah, oh no, wait, 4. Yeah, shout out to Monopoly Go. Download the app, and then I might get money. I don't know how I'm gonna get money from the stream elements, but that's so sad. But yeah, let's go Monopoly. Actually, I'm gonna quick check my like stream elements thing. I want to see what other sponsorships I have and see if there's like what does chat think I should be doing before I go into like something stupid. If it would load, that'd be nice. I need to keep talking, otherwise I'm gonna get DMCA for playing random songs. Oh yeah, thank you guys for the follows, by the way. Briefly shout out Luna and Lexi for the follows. My bad, guys, but thank you. Really appreciate it. Royal match? I don't know what that is. Call of Dragons? Warpath? Rise of Kingdoms? Yo, is there an audience here for a Genshin Impact stream? I don't know if there is, but... Oh my god, do I do a Roblox stream? I have to figure out what else I gotta do. Mech Arena, I don't know what that is. Watcher of Realms. Shrek Tycoon. I don't know about that, man. Okay, we might just stick with Monopoly Go for now, but you might, because like Roblox doesn't pay nearly as much as I was hoping for either. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I just do like all of this and like you'll see me like next week. It's a mix of PhD applications, research, and streaming random games. You only commentate 3 games for CCA? Oh, that's a shame. Oh. Riffy, have you ever been able to commentate, like, are you in Splatoon tourneys Discord also? Because, like, Ludi commentary is fun. And there's IPL. If, like, I know SOS is, like, really looking for, like, newer people. I'm trying to think who else. All the places, I only cast like a few places for Splatoon. It's mostly CCA. Is VR? It's not sponsored. That's the thing. Ludi casting is so fun. I had my first Ludi set this season was went to Game 9, and it was dramatic as heck. You know what? Maybe I should have bought the build and get like Raid Shadow Legends. That paid out decently. That had max payout of 3,000 for Raid Shadow Legends. Star Trek Fleet Command? Rise of Kingdoms? Oh, I don't know if I want to do that. We'll see how I feel. I gotta see what I gotta do for what do I have to do for this anyway? Okay, I can do that. Yeah, you'll see me stream Monopoly, I think, at some point. That's so weird to say. The heck was that? Oh, really? What's this agreement for study abroad then? Am I going to Riptide? I will be going to Riptide. I at least might. I am like at a 90% going to Riptide. The fun thing about the summer session is that I can like, I can like kind of just yap and talk, just chat with the people here. Have you ever felt like the back greens and bullet bills are keeping you from MVP and TRG? Well, look no further to today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. I don't know if you noticed the sunset. What Broad Street Blur's like intro screen is all Jet Set Radio Future. Like for the longest time, the first Jet Set, the first Broad Street Blur, it was JSRS LSC because I'm like it fits the vibe of Broad Street Blur so well. So like it's been so hard because it's like I'm trying to figure out something that isn't Jet Set Radio to like make things better, to like not make things better, to like diversify, but it's like nah, JSRF just works so well for Broad Street. It also doesn't help that two of the songs keep getting me copyrights claims. It's no strikes, but it's like eh. Was that at too many games? Was that where you did it at? Because like some like I remember you mentioned you at TMG you were gonna be just a couple of people. Okay, I was gonna say I was going to meet up with you. I forgot to because I kept getting sidetracked on things. My bad. But I was tempted to buy Jet Set Radio Future because I was like when I was looking at the retro games, I went in with the mindset of like I'm going to look for JSRF because that's one of the I've never played it, but I love the soundtrack. And I still own my original Xbox, so I was like looking at a chance there. No, Lightning in August. Yo, shout out to Lightning Electron. You're tempted by it. I won't lie. I saw it, and then I saw like $70, and I'm like, okay, let me be real here. I'm not gonna do this. I bought Mario Strikers Charged and Mario Golf Advanced Tour instead. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that in the Ice World chat. Mario Sports games more. Oh my god, the Mario Sports games are fun. You could, if you want anyone to talk to with the Mario Sports games, your best bet would be like Angle. Angle is like, especially with like Sports Mix and stuff like that, like the Olympic games, like Angle's knows a lot, quite a bit there. Yeah. Speaking of. Olympic Games is so peak. Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, I know you're one of the big Olympic Games fans. Oh, you played the recent story mode of the recent golf game. Ooh. I used to I love the story modes of like the sports games. I won't lie. Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Advance was like peak in terms of like story for no reason. Is it Shadow do they do Interstellar Olympics? Oh, I do know. I've heard that. I remember seeing like I didn't see the actual videos, but I remember seeing it. That was cool. Hey, got 15 minutes in. I'll end stream. Gotta head out soon. Let me look again. Any other questions before we approach the end of the stream? Really happy I was a good chance to do this. Is anyone hype about back to school sales? I'm not in school at the moment, so I don't have anything to worry about there. It does make office supplies really nice to get, though. We'll say that. Yeah, those 35-cent notebooks, can't go wrong with those. drop something. Actually, I dropped something, but oh well. If I didn't have a summer quarter, I would have attempted to seed most of the seed. Oh my god. That sounds crazy, honestly. Doing it as a side project too? Do I have any cool or funny clips from MKTV? I don't know about MKTV. I had a few clips. I had a few Mario Kart clips from, not this... I had a few on my Twitter, but like, I wouldn't say like cool or funny clips, to be quite honest with you. Felt. I don't have any clips really, honestly. I had a Melee clip, I think, at one point, but that was about it. Look at my profile, Twitter. Yeah, I don't think I have any clips right now. Sorry, guys. But I don't think you really want to clip. My gameplay is not amazing, so you're not missing much. Oh, Funky Dealer. Best song. At some point, I would probably do a clip show. If you, probably closer to the start of the semester, you're gonna see, me asking for... You're gonna see me looking for, like, clips for both NRC and CKL. If you might, because I want to like do like how I did with Summer Switch Up, like how I had a little like video intro right before the draft. I kind of want to do something similar again around the start of the season for both, especially on like whenever that first stream is for both sides. I want to like get the like preseason stream going for that, not preseason, but like that season debut thing. I think that'd be really cool to have. I gotta start talking before I get. Before Sega gets mad at me for listening to Funky Dealer, as good as the song is. Hypothetically, yes, Rippy, but doesn't CCA have, like, what now? Well, at least 100 more teams than MK, than... No, oh wait, MKU. Well, I won't lie to you, the MKU seeding is not great, if I'm being quite honest. I remember, if you ever watch like an MKU seeding stream, it's kind of a nightmare at times. So you'll watch like a player, like one of the higher members of staff, and they're like, and then there's like, they get to like Division 13. Some of them it's Division 6, and they're like just putting names over because they don't know. It's like, they are actually relying on chat to like give information, because there's not, like certain teams just like no info in MKU. Rippy would win. Yeah. Yeah, I know I'd win. Oh yeah, Bobby J, that's so true. Like, I think the one thing I think I want to see from both leagues is I really want to have a chance for montages. We don't have clips. But we have clips. We don't show off our clips. And I think that'd be really cool to have. So I might as well end stream and talk about like a few things going, like looking ahead. Let's talk about the future. Isn't that a song? Actually, hold on. Okay, hold on. Oh my god! So after Funky Dealer, it's Shape the Future. That's perfect. When Shape the Future starts, that's how we end this. That's how we end the segment. Sounds such a bob. Also, in the future, for when I don't know when I'm doing another CK 102. The summer session is kind of a one-off for now, but whenever we get back in, start sending in music requests. Probably just DM me or at me somewhere in like a general, and I will like start to listen in, because like as much as I love my Jet Set Radio, my Ace Attorney, my like Mario sports games music, I want to hear what else you guys got. Okay, Shape the Future starting. So let's talk now. what am I looking for in the future from this Mario Kart scene? Well, one thing, and I think the writing's been on the wall for a while, it hasn't exactly been a secret, but especially with my involvement being let me cook the music, oh my god. Especially with my involvement in like certain leagues kind of dipping recently, I am really looking to see like it's like yeah, I'm gonna look to take a step back after after next school year. I really want to try and take a step back. I want to at least do this like show, the CK 101s or 102, my then 103. Maybe it's 201 or something like that. I want to do that at least, but I will probably be stepping down from like adminning like CKL, definitely NRC, because like there's a lot of staff there, they don't need me there. But like more like an advisor or mentor role than like an actual like active staff member. So what do I want to see at some point, and this is my eventual goal with at least CKL's media team. I'm hoping NRC does something like this too. My main thing is that this show when the school semester starts, when the school year starts, the CKL, the CK 101s, the 102s, the game days, the whatever we're calling it by then, it's always going to be focusing on both leagues. I want to give the recap on both, which the truth is then it's gonna cut into my analysis. So I'm like, my analysis isn't always on point. In fact, I have a lot more wrong picks than I am right. But like, I would like to get an opportunity for like other people to run their own streams, especially on those accounts. Like, I want CKL to have their own version of like this, where they're just able to talk CKL, where it's not just me talking. I want NRC to have like one of their own too, where you get to have like the highlights of like an NRC of show, where you get to see the dynamic of the FFAs, the 4v4, so the very different dynamic from the 6v6 to the other formats. So I would love to see both those leagues have like those highlights. So in the future, that's one of my big things I'm gonna try and like help out with as like my last major projects. It's gonna be like getting in here with it's like creating similar products like this, but better, run by like actual college students. Because like it's as cool as it is in a way, I can do this as an alum, as a graduate. I think you get a lot more out of it from like a person who's actively playing, and like a real like who's like an active member still in the collegiate scene, like actively. So I think looking ahead, want to get that going. What else? Obviously, want to grow the scene, stuff like that. I mean, no matter even when I do eventually step away from like the prominent roles, I do want to see the scene grow still. Want to see anything I can help out there. Want to get this scene grow. Really hope and just like guide the next generation here. We might be in like MK whatever we're calling it 9, 10, MK 8E instead of DX. You never know, but I want to see some other stuff happen. For other things from the media side of things, I was talking about a ton. I really wanted to help the production aspect get better. We are already on great strides. We skipped birthday cake. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we are in a great spot so far. How could I skip birthday? I have headphones on. It's gonna kill my ears. I'm sorry. Birthday cake is like one of the few songs I cannot like listen to like actively often. Sorry about that. I just picked a random one, humming the bass line is the one that came up. So yeah, the media side of things, I want to start bringing like stats into the bigger limelights here. And from what I know, there's a lot of members on CKL's analyst team who are really good with the numbers. Rumble being one, Astra as well. There's some great stuff there. I want to see NRC. I want to do the same thing. So more, I want stats to be a really big thing here. And like, I think that'll be really cool if we get a chance to be like, oh, look at this. You have all these opportunities to have these different players show off what they're able to do and like offer like different types of analyses than I can do. Because like my things are kind of just gut feeling. It's very surface level analysis. When we're gonna be at the point where I might start everything, but everyone's gonna be able to just keep evolving with this, and I think that's really cool. And then what else? That's the thing, yeah. CCA stats is something that's it's inspiring. Okay, I think it's kind of obvious. A lot of like the stuff I want to incorporate is very heavily influenced by what CCA does, like the stuff DRF does over at CCA and everyone else there. It's inspiring. So the fact that the collegiate Splatoon scene has over like 130 teams. Granted, you only need 4 players, but like it's amazing. And I want that kind of growth over with Mario Kart. And I think like getting the stats over here would be really cool. It's why I want the production. Like our commentary thing is very similar. Like let's get okay. Yeah, I might as well. Shit. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, CCA is nationwide. Like it's U.S. and Canada. So, Riffy, are you able to invite Bobby J? If you want to do that, go ahead. Thank you. Okay, this will be one of the few things I showed off then. Let's see. Let's hope I don't actually dock something. Okay, first of all. Wrong window. So, one thing, okay. This is the last thing I'll talk about here. So, one thing I've been doing that I think some of you, yeah, if you're a commentator, you've seen this. But Riffy, you will see something that looks very similar to something that takes influence from CCA. Yeah, so the college Mario Kart casters, they had this. I make this for them, which like you get this little like prep sheet. Has the logos, the team names. We had a little power ranking thing going on for a bit. Captains, recent results, and as well as like a little bit like instead of keys to victory, it's a bit of analysis there. So lineups, represented colleges, stuff like that. A few things different from like the CCA prep sheet, but like it's something I like to do for the CKL casters, make their lives easier. So yeah, if you're interested in doing like CKL casting, you will eventually work with me in terms of like getting to stuff like this. This is like how I prep the commentators pretty much. The time was off, now that I think about it, my bad, but oh well. But yeah, you'll see stuff like this. Just any chance I can get to give some prep for you guys. Back to the main screen. Don't want to give too much intel, obviously. Wrong. Where's the sheet? There you go. Where's the chat? Okay, where did I put that? There we go. Okay, that's 10:15 Eastern. That's the rough time I told myself I was gonna stop streaming. So let me see if anyone I want to raid real quick. Give me a sec. Here we go. The raid. Okay. Any final questions before I end stream? Before I kick off a raid and then we end stream here tonight? Just a bit of a long yap session. A bit more freeform than it is normally, but I had fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it, whether you stayed around for like the big things or okay, yeah, Bob J, feel free to ping me. I'll get a look. Maybe not today, but I'll get a chance to look at it at least over the weekend. And like always get in touch with me, and then like we'll just do something like that. But yeah, any other questions? Otherwise, I'm gonna end stream or raid, and then we'll end stream. But yeah, thank you again for stopping by. It was really fun. Just get to do this again, talk with you guys, get some great feedback about Summer Switch Up. Also, get some great ideas going for like the future. We're gonna be in for some great stuff. College Mario Kart is in a phenomenal place right now. We're only going to get better, and that's the exciting thing. So hopefully, we guys are ready because by this time in the fall, assuming I don't do another one in August or late July, we'll see. I might be streaming other things, just not Mario Kart stuff. So, hope you guys are excited because we're in a great spot, and we're only going to be getting better, evolving, and this community was only going to get better. So, put ourselves first, and we will be set. Okay, I am going to let's start a raid going. Okay, guys. Shout out for that. Hope you guys have a good one over there. But I will see you guys. I'll see you guys next time, whenever that is. But thank you guys. Have a good night. Have a good night, guys.